Welcome to Gray and Wise, where we're committed to helping you navigate the challenges of aging with wisdom and practical solutions. I'm Dr. Robert Collins, and today we're tackling something that might surprise you. Have you noticed your legs becoming weaker, heavier, or sore? Are you finding that standing for long periods, walking, or climbing stairs is increasingly difficult? If so, pay close attention to what I'm about to reveal. What I'm about to show in this video could be something you'd never guessed and might help clarify precisely why this is happening. 3 factors are contributing to this problem. Certain hazardous foods in your diet, 2 vitamins shockingly deemed necessary for health that may actually be harming you, a combination of elements silently sapping the strength in your legs. Yes, vitamins that everyone claims are beneficial for you can actually be making your muscles weaker, straining your joints, and causing your legs to become unsteady, uncomfortable, and vulnerable. The most terrifying aspect is that these hazards are in your daily existence. Every sip and every bite could be nourishing the weakness you experience. But it gets worse. These 2 vitamins you might be taking right now will truly astound you. You likely purchased them at the pharmacy with the best intentions, believing you're safeguarding yourself, caring for your body, and fortifying your bones. In reality, you might be hastening muscle loss and undermining your legs. This video will reveal the truth behind these pills and foods. You'll discover what's actually causing the fatigue, swelling, stiffness, and recurring pain. Most importantly, you'll learn what to avoid and what changes to make starting today to recover your power, vitality, and autonomy. Do you wish to maintain your leg strength for years and age healthily? Then stay with me till the end. Before we identify the specific vitamins and foods that may be weakening your legs, let's understand why leg strength is so crucial for seniors and how it naturally changes as we age. After 60, our bodies undergo several significant changes that affect mobility. First, we naturally lose muscle mass at a rate of approximately 3 to 5% per decade after age 30, which accelerates after 60. This condition, called sarcopenia, directly impacts leg strength and stability. Second, our joints experience wear and tear over decades of use, potentially leading to arthritis, inflammation, and reduced range of motion. Third, our metabolism slows down, affecting how we process nutrients, including vitamins and minerals essential for muscle function. Finally, changes in our vascular system can reduce blood flow to extremities, particularly the legs, leading to reduced oxygen and nutrient delivery to muscles. These natural changes make seniors particularly vulnerable to factors that might further compromise leg strength. The foods you eat and the supplements you take can either support your legs through these changes or accelerate their decline. When leg strength diminishes, the consequences go far beyond simple inconvenience. Weak legs increase the risk of falls, which are the leading cause of injury-related deaths among adults over 65. They also limit independence, reduce quality of life, and lead to a cascade of other health problems due to decreased mobility. The good news is that by making informed choices about your diet and supplementation, you can significantly slow or even reverse some age-related leg weakness. Let's examine the specific dietary factors that might be secretly undermining your leg strength. Before we reveal the 2 worst vitamins for leg strength, let's examine some common foods that may be silently weakening your legs. Understanding these will provide important context for our later discussion about supplements. Desserts and sweets have traditionally been associated with comfort and enjoyment. After 60, though, this practice might become a quiet enemy for your leg health. Excessive refined sugar intake triggers inflammatory responses in the body, particularly in the muscles and joints. Chronic inflammation causes the legs to become more sensitive, uncomfortable, and prone to deterioration. Furthermore, sugar is directly related to higher insulin resistance, which depletes muscular energy. Muscle weakens and grows less efficient when it lacks sufficient energy. Excess sugar also contributes to weight gain, which puts more strain on your legs. Every additional pound requires more work from your lower body muscles and joints. Extra weight increases wear and tear, discomfort, and a sense of weakness in the lower extremities. For older people who naturally lose muscle mass with age, this is especially concerning. Sugar also increases the body's toxin production, which aggravates inflammatory responses even more. The more inflammation there is, the more difficult it is to maintain your legs useful and firm. Were you aware that sugar directly influences blood flow? Consumed in excess, it raises the likelihood of vascular disorders, restricting lower limb blood flow. Poor circulation means the leg muscles get less oxygen and nutrients. This hinders tissue renewal and slows muscle recovery. Fried foods are hard to resist, but the harm they do to the body after 60 cannot be overlooked. Rich in trans and saturated fats, these foods raise inflammatory markers in the body. This inflammation directly impacts the muscles and joints, stiffening the legs, increasing their discomfort, and predisposing them to damage. The fat in fried meals also hinders blood flow, complicating muscle oxygenation. Poor circulation robs the body of its capacity to heal and grow strong. Fried meals also cause blood vessel blockage, further restricting the passage of vital nutrients to the leg muscles. Over time, this mechanism weakens the body's support and hastens joint wear. Among the key offenders are foods such as donuts, chicken nuggets, and French fries. Have you ever noticed that after a meal high in fried foods, your legs felt more sore and heavier? Your body is responding to the surplus of harmful fats. These foods' long digestion uses a lot of energy, leaving less for the muscles. This diet may directly reflect in leg fatigue. Furthermore, regular consumption of fried meals has been associated with weight gain, which further compounds the strain on the lower extremities. Fried foods also have low nutritional density, which means they provide few vitamins, minerals, and proteins that strengthen the muscles. A diet dominated by this kind of food creates an imbalance that encourages loss of muscle mass. Less muscle causes the legs to lose stability and rigidity, affecting your capacity to carry weight, climb stairs, or walk securely. Though its impact on the body, particularly after 60, is far from benign, white bread is a typical breakfast and snack item. Made from refined flour, it goes through a process removing most of the fibers and necessary nutrients. This makes it a quickly absorbed carbohydrate that raises blood glucose levels. These spikes directly impact muscular health, particularly in the legs, generating fatigue and weakness. Regular consumption causes metabolic imbalance. White bread, low in fiber and high in glycemic index, also increases insulin resistance. This impairs the entrance of glucose into muscle cells, influencing the energy and strength required for daily activities. The less energy the leg muscles receive, the more difficult it is to maintain their firmness. This can develop into muscle mass loss, something somewhat typical with aging. In this case, white bread stops being neutral food and starts to be a cause of irritation. White bread's effects extend beyond glucose. Being a diet low in proteins and minerals, it provides no genuine help for muscle recovery. To prevent sarcopenia, the progressive loss of muscle, older persons require more proteins. Neglecting alternative protein sources and consuming white bread every day is a mistake that depletes the body meal by meal. This could result in weak, tired, unsteady legs. Apart from not nourishing, white bread encourages weight gain, particularly when paired with butter, cheeses, or desserts. Excess weight puts pressure on the legs, which are already inherently more fragile in later ages. Pain, inflammation, and an increased risk of injury follow. Fortunately, there are many more nutritional and better substitutes. Whole grain breads naturally fermented or manufactured with grains like oats, flaxseed, and rye provide beneficial fibers and nutrients. They indirectly enhance muscles, promote digestion, and help to normalize blood sugar. With age, especially when we consider muscle and joint health of the legs, consuming alcoholic drinks is even more dangerous. Beyond 60, the body becomes less efficient in metabolizing alcohol, increasing its detrimental consequences. Among the key results is the challenge in absorbing vital minerals, including calcium, magnesium, and vitamin D. Lacking these components, the muscles weaken and the bones get brittle, heightening the likelihood of fractures and falls. Alcohol also directly hinders muscle repair. This implies that following any physical exertion, the body needs more time to restore the tissues, causing extended pain, fatigue, and an increased chance of damage. The drink also causes dehydration, which impairs muscular flexibility and promotes unpleasant leg cramps. Furthermore, alcohol impairs liver function, which is connected to the synthesis of compounds vital for tissue health. The link between drinking and weight gain is also quite significant. Alcoholic drinks are very calorie-rich and encourage belly fat formation even in moderate quantities. This extra weight strains the legs and demands more from the joints, impairing the ability to move. Adding this to the natural decrease of muscle mass with aging can have catastrophic effects on mobility and quality of life. Have you observed that your body wakes up more exhausted and aching after a night of drinking? That's the reflection of the strain alcohol puts on the muscles and joints. Regular use raises the body's inflammatory levels, which aggravates discomfort and lowers the desire for physical activity. Over time, this practice greatly undermines the body's capacity to remain active and healthy. In addition to these major culprits, several other common foods can contribute to leg weakness in seniors. Processed meats, like bacon and sausages, contain high sodium and preservatives that promote inflammation. Instant noodles have high sodium and low nutritional value, causing fluid retention that affects leg circulation. Industrial cakes contain trans fats and refined sugars that disrupt metabolism and reduce muscle function. Ultra-processed cheeses contain additives that affect mineral balance crucial for muscle contraction. Industrial ice creams cause blood sugar fluctuations and contain inflammatory ingredients. Milk chocolates with high sugar and low cocoa content promote inflammation. Canned foods contain preservatives and excess sodium that affect muscle oxygenation. Filled cookies and processed snacks provide empty calories with inflammatory compounds. Foods with monosodium glutamate affect neurotransmitters controlling muscle contraction. Each of these foods contributes to the complex problem of leg weakness in different but interconnected ways. Understanding their impact helps us make better choices to protect our mobility and independence. Now we come to the most shocking part of our discussion: the vitamins you take with the best intentions that might actually be undermining your leg strength. Vitamin A is necessary for several bodily processes, including vision, immunity, and skin integrity. But too much vitamin A, particularly from supplements, can be harmful and lead to a number of negative consequences, including on the leg muscles. Beyond 60, the body struggles more to metabolize and excrete excess of this vitamin, raising the likelihood of liver and joint buildup. Muscle pain, particularly in the legs and back, is among the most prevalent signs of hypervitaminosis A, which comes from too much vitamin A inflaming the muscular tissues. This pain might be confused with joint or spinal difficulties. Apart from pain, reports of muscle weakness, trouble climbing stairs, walking, or rising from a prolonged sitting are evident indicators that nutritional balance has been disturbed. Too much vitamin A also hinders the absorption of other vital minerals, including magnesium and calcium. Lacking these minerals, the muscles cannot contract and relax correctly, promoting the development of fatigue, spasms, and cramps in the legs. Furthermore, vitamin A buildup in the liver could impair energy generation, compromising muscular function. The result is a gradual decline in mobility and strength. Excess vitamin A has another adverse effect: bone demineralization, especially in the legs and hips, areas much used in daily life. This compromises the bones and raises the likelihood of fractures. In those with osteopenia or osteoporosis, the impact is far more harmful. One of the key drivers of these concealed issues is self-medication. Vitamin A occurs naturally in foods such as liver, egg yolk, whole milk, carrot, and pumpkin. A balanced diet eliminates the need for supplements in most cases. Exaggeration, particularly in enriched products or potent supplements, introduces risk. The recommended daily allowance, RDA, for vitamin A is 900 mg for men and 700 mg for women over 60. However, many supplements contain much higher amounts, sometimes 3,000 to 10,000 mg per dose. This creates a dangerous situation where seniors may be taking multivitamins plus specific vitamin A supplements, quickly reaching toxic levels. The medical research is clear. A study published in the Journal of Bone and Mineral Research found that participants with the highest blood levels of vitamin A had significantly lower bone mineral density and higher rates of hip fractures compared to those with moderate levels. Another concerning study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition showed that excess vitamin A intake was associated with a 48% increased risk of hip fracture in older women. The researchers noted specific changes in muscle tissue and strength among those consuming the highest levels of vitamin A. The solution is not to eliminate vitamin A entirely, but to take a measured approach. 1. Get your vitamin A levels tested before starting any supplementation. Focus on food sources rather than supplements when possible. If you need supplements, choose those with beta-carotene, which the body converts to vitamin A only as needed, rather than performed vitamin A, retinol. Be aware that many multivitamins already contain vitamin A. Always consult with a healthcare provider before starting any supplement regimen. Remember, the goal is balance, not elimination. Your body does need vitamin A, just not in excessive amounts that can weaken your legs and compromise your mobility. Often linked to bone health and proper immune system function, vitamin D is especially recommended for the aged. But few people realize that too much of it may have major negative effects, even on the legs. Hypervitaminosis results from a buildup of this vitamin in the body, usually from excessive supplementation. Muscle pain is one of the key signs of this imbalance, accompanied by weakening and motor coordination loss. Unlike other vitamins, the body quickly discards. Vitamin D is fat-soluble and thus stores in adipose tissues. Excess vitamin D can lead to higher blood calcium levels, sometimes called hypercalcemia. This results in leg stiffness, muscle burning, cramps, joint discomfort, and other related symptoms. Hypercalcemia immediately impacts the muscles and nerves, compromising the electrical impulses directing body movements. Vitamin D can also lead to unnecessary calcification of soft tissues, including muscles and tendons. This means that areas like the knees, calves, and thighs might become stiffer, less flexible, and uncomfortable under effort. What ought to be a protective chemical becomes one of wear and restriction. Elderly adults who take high amounts of vitamin D without medical supervision have a higher risk of experiencing these problems. Another troubling issue is that large doses of vitamin D can harm the kidneys, which are in charge of mineral balance in the blood. Poor filtration and substance retention reveal the renal effect, which aggravates lay edema, muscular discomfort, and a feeling of weakness. This sets off a feedback loop. More vitamin D, more calcium, less kidney function, and more muscle difficulties. The standard recommended daily allowance for vitamin D is 800 U for adults over 60. However, many supplements on the market contain 5,000 to 10,000 IU per dose. When these higher doses are taken daily without monitoring, vitamin D can accumulate to toxic levels within a few months. Research published in the Journal of the American Medical Association found that very high doses of vitamin D, above 4,000 IU daily, were associated with a paradoxical increase in fall risk among seniors. The researchers noted increased leg instability and altered muscle function in those taking the highest doses. Another alarming study in the New England Journal of Medicine documented cases of seniors experiencing severe muscle weakness, pain, and difficulty walking after taking high-dose vitamin D supplements, 50,000 IU weekly, for several months. Blood tests revealed elevated calcium levels and vitamin D toxicity. Vitamin D supplementation should always be tailored based on lab tests and medical advice. It's crucial to stress this. Many individuals believe supplements are good for the body and so consume large amounts on their own. Excess can be just as dangerous as deficiency. With regard to the legs, the result can be the loss of movement and independence. The right approach to vitamin D includes 1. Get your vitamin D levels tested before starting supplementation. Follow your doctor's recommendations for dosage based on your specific levels. Recheck your levels after 3 to 6 months of supplementation. Consider moderate sun exposure, 10 to 15 minutes daily, as a natural source. Be aware that vitamin D is added to many foods and is present in multivitamins. Never take high-dose vitamin D without medical supervision. Proper vitamin D levels are essential for health, but moderation and personalization are key. What works for one person may be harmful to another. Now that we understand the problems, let's focus on solutions. How can you maintain and even improve your leg strength without the risks of excessive vitamin intake or harmful foods? Instead of focusing on isolated vitamins that might do more harm than good, the better approach is a balanced diet rich in the nutrients your aging legs actually need. Key nutrients for leg strength include protein, essential for muscle maintenance and repair. Aim for 1 to 1.2 grams per kilogram of body weight daily from sources like fish, poultry, eggs, beans, and dairy. Omega-3 fatty acids. These reduce inflammation in joints and muscles. Find them in fatty fish, walnuts, and flax seeds. Magnesium. Crucial for muscle function and often deficient in seniors. Good sources include dark leafy greens, nuts, seeds, and whole grains. Potassium. Helps prevent muscle cramps and supports proper muscle contraction. Bananas, potatoes, beans, and leafy greens are excellent sources. Calcium. Essential for bone strength, but must be balanced with other minerals. Sources beyond dairy include fortified plant milks, leafy greens, and canned fish with bones. Vitamin D. Yes, appropriate amounts are important. Just ensure you're getting the right dosage through a combination of limited sun exposure, food sources, and properly dosed supplements if needed. Antioxidants. Found in colorful fruits and vegetables, these combat inflammation that can weaken muscles. The Mediterranean diet pattern has been shown in multiple studies to support muscle strength and mobility in aging adults. This approach emphasizes abundant fruits and vegetables, whole grains and legumes, moderate amounts of fish and seafood, minimal red meat and processed foods, limited dairy and poultry, olive oil as the primary fat source. A study in the Journals of Gerontology found that older adults who followed a Mediterranean-style diet had significantly better leg strength and walking speed compared to those eating a typical Western diet, high in processed foods. Nutrition alone isn't enough to maintain strong legs. Regular, appropriate movement is essential. The good news is that you don't need intense workouts to see meaningful improvements. Research shows that even adults in their 90s can increase muscle strength with appropriate exercise. Here are some of the most effective approaches for seniors. 1. Sit-to-stand exercises. Simply standing up from a chair without using your hands 10 to 15 times, several times daily, can significantly strengthen leg muscles. Walking. Even short walks of 5 to 10 minutes several times daily maintain circulation and muscle tone. Gentle squats. Using a chair or counter for support, partial squats build crucial thigh strength. Ankle pumps and circles. These simple movements improve circulation and maintain ankle mobility. 5. Tai Chi and balance exercises. These practices strengthen legs while improving balance and reducing fall risk. The key is consistency over intensity. 5 minutes of movement several times daily is more beneficial than one long, exhausting session once a week. Start where you are. If standing is difficult, begin with seated leg lifts and gradually progress. Every small improvement builds toward greater strength and independence. If you do need supplements, the right approach can make all the difference between helping and harming your leg strength. First, always start with testing, not supplementing. Before taking any vitamin supplement, have your doctor check your current levels through appropriate blood work. This establishes your baseline and identifies specific deficiencies. Second, prioritize food sources over pills whenever possible. Food provides vitamins in natural forms and balanced ratios, along with other beneficial compounds like fiber and phytonutrients. Third, if supplements are necessary, follow these guidelines. Choose supplements with appropriate doses, not megadoses. Select forms that are easier for aging bodies to absorb, like vitamin D3 instead of D2. Consider supplements that combine complementary nutrients, like vitamin D with K2. Start with the lowest effective dose and monitor for improvement. Retest your levels after 3 to 6 months of supplementation. Adjust or discontinue based on test results and how you feel. Remember that supplements are exactly that, supplements to a healthy diet, not replacements for one. Even the best supplements can't overcome the effects of a poor diet filled with inflammatory foods. A crucial point. Vitamin needs change with age and health status. What was right for you at 50 may be harmful at 70. Regular reassessment with your healthcare provider ensures your supplementation remains appropriate for your current needs. Let's put everything together into a practical plan you can start implementing today. Week 1. Assessment and awareness. Schedule a checkup with your healthcare provider to discuss blood tests for vitamin levels, particularly A and D. Evaluation of current leg strength and mobility. Review all supplements you're currently taking. Keep a food diary for 1 week, noting all foods consumed, any supplements taken, how your legs feel throughout the day, energy, pain, stiffness. Take inventory of your kitchen, identifying problematic foods we've discussed. Week 2. Gradual changes. Begin replacing one problematic food category with healthier alternatives. Switch from white bread to whole grain options. Replace sugary desserts with fresh fruit and a small amount of dark chocolate. Substitute fried foods with baked or air-fried versions. Start a simple movement routine. Morning ankle circles and pumps before getting out of bed. Midday chair stands, 5 to 10 repetitions. Evening gentle leg stretches. Adjust supplement routine based on medical advice. Discontinue any excessive vitamin A or D supplements. Begin appropriate, personalized supplementation if needed. Weeks 3 and beyond, building momentum. Continue replacing problematic foods one category at a time. Gradually increase the repetitions and types of leg exercises. Pay attention to how your legs feel and adjust accordingly. Reassess vitamin levels after 3 to 6 months with your healthcare provider. Remember, this is not about perfection but progress. Small, consistent changes will yield significant improvements over time. Many of my patients report noticeable changes in leg strength, reduced pain, and increased energy within just 4 to 6 weeks of implementing these strategies. As we conclude today's discussion, I want to leave you with some thoughts about the journey ahead. The strength in your legs carries more than just your body. It carries your independence, your ability to engage with the world around you, and your quality of life. Every small step you take to protect and enhance that strength is an investment in your future well-being. If you take away just 3 things from our time together today, let them be. 1. Question the more is better approach to vitamins and supplements. Focus on whole food nutrition rather than processed foods or isolated nutrients. Move your legs daily, no matter how simply, to maintain their strength. I encourage you to subscribe to our channel since it was created to help you become a healthier person with a higher quality of life. If you wish to continue getting the best videos for your health, click the subscribe button and enable notifications. Assisting you is my goal, and I'm grateful for your time today. Remember, your legs have carried you faithfully for decades. With the right care, they can continue to support you for many more years to come. Until next time, This is Dr. Robert Collins presenting for Gray and Wise, wishing you strong steps and vibrant health.